All right, so I got a deal on some True pads and skates. I bought some pads to try them out just to see how I felt in them. I didn't really have an intention to keep them, so this really is an impression video. It's not a review. That said, I think they're great pads, and I don't think it's a bad decision if you prefer this type of pad to go with them. In this video, you'll see me also talking about my skates, which I am keeping. My old skates got a little cracked and beat up. They still feel amazing. The new ones I'm still baking in a little bit still to get them dialed in. But at the end of this video, I'm going to kind of go over a couple more differences and explain a few things I've said during the video to clarify. So enjoy.
Trying to see why these pads hitch up on me.
Oh, okay.
We can go to Toronto if there's any controversial goals too. So this is my third skate with the Trues. I've been having some issues with the pads catching a bit when I'm playing with them. I had them pretty tight on the FRS strap, so I've loosened them up a little bit. This will probably be my last skate on them before I sell them. I gotta say, I do like the feel of them. I do like the seal of them. Feet! I'm still battling my knee a little bit, so I need to take that into account for how I'm feeling when I'm in them. Right there, kind of, when I'm getting up, it feels like they catch a little bit more than my old ones, or than my Warriors. My Warriors just never feel like they catch. These don't have the slide material. I feel like they don't slide quite as good. The ice did feel sticky. I haven't roughed up my crease at all. So, not like significantly worse than the Warriors without the slide plates, but just a little bit. So I actually I have an ortho surgeon as a teammate on my Sunday night. He subs a lot. And he said there probably is a small tear and that I should rest it as much as I can, but I'm just not going like nuts when I'm playing. That said, I've not been scoring on a lot in the last 2 games with these pads, so who knows. Like when I do, like right there, my pads are crossed up for Warriors. They just never interfere. I mean, I know one pad's behind the other, but I just never feel it. It might be how loose I have it in the tunnel, that it just gets to like pivot and move around, or I don't know. Got time, nobody. This is my 3rd or 4th skate on the skates. And I'm on my 3rd bake. One on. Walk. One coming. Bad rebound. Hot. So 3rd bake on the skates, and my arches finally feel good. I did the toilet, like tape toilet paper to your arch kind of trick where it pushes it out a little bit more. I will say I think I need to get it elastic wrapped or saran wrapped again. But they feel as dialed in as my old ones pretty much right now. Where? Screen! Yeah, these are the TF9s again, not the Total Customs, which I've liked quite a bit. Watch high slot. Oh, he score? I thought he saved it. Sorry. Oh no. Now I feel like an asshole. Now I feel like an asshole. You guys scored? Can't be cheering a goalie getting scored on. I thought he saved it. Good D, good D. Screen, screen. Where? Oh. I didn't see that at all. So did I. So I'll say it with these Trues. They seal really nice. When they hit the ice, they just feel down. These are the stock Pro Laces on them, so part of me wonders if my G6s, if I have too much slack in the toe, and that's causing that kind of over rotation or under rotation. You can see in some of my videos. But, you know, all that aside, these hit the ice really nice. It's weird, the top bit here is stiffer, feels stronger than the bottom. So I don't know if that provides like more flex when you're like RVH, but still the strength on the ice that you need, or what? But it does have a good feel. Oh, fuck! On? Oh, fuck. That should go further out. Another reason I'm skating is that I hate working out. So for me, if I'm getting 2 days of rest and I kind of stress the knee a tiny bit, health-wise to me, sort of worth it. I'm sucking wind. I usually was out of shape, and when I was skating like 4 times a week, it just changes things up so much. Turn to go. Somewhere in there. Glad I fell over there. Why not? Why not? Why not? He felt okay there. It's my left one, so. Oh shit! Sorry! Wake up! My bad. My bad. So one of the big things on skates is if my skates, I'm sure this goes for anyone, if your skates aren't comfortable, it fatigues you, like way more than you know. Like you start balancing and using muscles you shouldn't have to use just to fucking stand instead of resting on the normal spots on your feet. So the importance of like a good fitting skate, there's so many layers to it. Watch slot, watch slot. Oh, good hustle. Slot. Oh, barely. Good work, guys. Good.
All right, so that was the one game I played on that end of the ice. So I didn't get to like really explain a ton of stuff. There's some dead time and whatnot. So what I'd like to do here is kind of go over what I was saying during the video. One of the first things I mentioned, it's not exactly clear. I do think these slide better. It's not because these lack the slide plates. I think the Warriors slide better without the slide plate or whatever. I don't use the slide plates. I just go straight up on the Gen Pro. And I think these do slide better than these. These don't have the speed skin. They're the black ones. I guess the black, they don't make speed skin in the black leather. So I feel these don't slide quite as well as this. That's not to say they slide bad, but it's a bit slower. I definitely noticed it. Not crazy, but I did notice it. Another thing that I mentioned in the video is I'm saying something's harder up top than it is down here, and I'm referring to this pad here. There's like a hard, I don't know if it's a plastic, but there's a harder foam or whatever material that's in this top half here is stiffer than this. I'm not sure exactly why that's the case, but it feels nice. Another thing that I kind of think when I'm looking at how these land, how I say they feel so stable, when I land on these, this is relatively stiff and it's very like hard cut over. I don't know if that's picking up on the video here, but like there is a flat surface area and it ends. Whereas on the Warriors, it's pretty soft here, and it also, because it's soft, like it feels like there's not a hard edge where this ends on both sides. So I think there's a sense of more, like you get a little bit more tippy in this one. Not a whole lot. I mean, you can definitely be stable on these, and getting the right size is a huge part of that. But it doesn't have that same like hard cut. Like with this, I don't know how much this is needed anymore. I mean, maybe even have this transition, but not have this pad here. Let it flatten out a bit more. I don't know if that's causing some unneeded movement in the pad or what, but if I were to build the pad itself, I would take this portion of this pad out, make this, I don't mind it being soft. Like the Warrior knee pads are very soft and they work really well for that. I would maybe make this a little bit more hard lined here and maybe a little bit stiffer. If you really want that soft landing, you can make those choices by the knee pads that you purchase. Not to say that it's not bad. It's good to have a soft landing, but just to have that hard, like that stability, you know. And then I mentioned changing the way that my leg tunnel is in these pads. Part of me wonders if I should go through this other loop here. These FRS, this does feel really nice. You feel the pad on you. Like you have a real good sense of where it is on you. I did notice that when in the video, my boot was way further off than what it felt like against the pad here. So I might have this too tight still. I might have the FRS straps too tight still. But that said, it has a really good feel for the pad. I really like this. I really like the design of the whole thing. And I think I could get used to it, and I think I could play very well in it. But I do like the lighter weight. There's a number of things I'm just more comfortable in the Warrior thing. So yeah, I think this is a great decision. I think especially with the more affordable price point, and be able to just get them quick. With the Catalyst 9X3s, they have a super solid pad here. It just feels, I mean, just like the Warrior, yes, it's made overseas, but it doesn't feel like it lacks anywhere. One of the differences here, I'll say, is this surface here has a fair cushion on it. These are a little bit stiffer, and this is quite stiff up. Well, it's a little bit softer right here, but obviously the thigh rise is quite stiff. I would actually say it is stiffer than the Warrior one by a bit, but the surface here, there's like a padding. So sometimes the rebounds on it would surprise me a little bit where they were sitting. Something just to adjust to. I don't think it's necessarily bad. It's just something you have to be aware of. What else? Yeah, I don't really have anything bad to say about these pads. I think every brand kind of has a good idea of how to execute a pad, and it comes down really to what you like best. Some guys like a super stiff top. Some don't mind a little softness up there. With my other G6s, I really wrenched on them, and these do stay quite stiff if you want to leave them stiff. But you can push on them quite a bit and loosen them up a lot. So what I did with my last set of pads, I had them a little bit looser because they were maybe too tall for me. With these ones, I feel like I can probably leave them a little bit stiffer. We'll see. That might change over time. But using these has made me think about these a little bit differently. Maybe I do want them to fit more snugly against my leg. I'm going to try going without the heel strap for a bit to see if that changes. I mean, for whatever reason, my right pad will sometimes, when I go down, it'll kind of flop up like this. So I have to figure that out. That wasn't really the case with these. There's one time I stumbled and it landed face down. The pad face went down. Again, that's like me still adjusting straps and whatnot. This is a pad I only used 3 times. I can't give it a review, but I do think it's an excellent piece of equipment, and I think you can't really go wrong with it. For having a retail pad that you want to get the day of, if you just walk into a store and buy one and you don't want to wait for customization, or I think this one's a bit cheaper, I would have no issues recommending it. I think the leather feels a little bit softer. Like this, the way it feels. I haven't felt the white ones, but it's a little bit of a softer leather compared to the Warrior ones. And maybe that, I don't know. Don't know what the difference is really there, but could possibly wear a little bit faster. I noticed there's like a little bit of rub on the top right here, but that's just going to happen when your pads and gear collides on any surface area. I think it's going to happen on these as well, not as much. But so another thing to mention is the way that this FRS works. There is a pad in the calf landing. When you're all together like this, it's a fair amount. I would say it's a little bit more than what the Warrior is when you put your calf down on it. So that might help with the pressure against the ice. I don't know if that pad being there changes things for a legality standpoint in some leagues or not. Maybe that's why Warrior didn't include it, but it would be nice to maybe have an option in there to include like a bit of a pad. I don't think this does much, to be honest. I mean, it's really like, it's not a lot. This bit here is quite stiff, so I mean, it does, like everything transfers in pretty well. Might be worth something for Warrior to have in the future, is just an option in there. And again, with like the Velcro stuff and with this loop, I still think that you could create a system that might give you both options. Like you could have it Velcro, you could have a FRS type thing Velcro into the pad, and you could choose between like this outer loop, or maybe even have like, you know, have some attachable bit where you could have the FRS system or something similar to it, just like Bauer created, and like CCM. I don't know if I don't want to go there, but yeah, I think there's areas of improvement for both, but I think they're both excellent pads. Like it's the areas of improvement are so minor and so preference based that you're choosing the pad you want because that's the pad you want. Options are always a good thing, and with the new pads coming out all the time, you'll see some things shift back and forth. So I do love these pads. I'm going to keep with them. These didn't like, I do also like these quite a bit. These didn't like change my mind. I'm not going to go full true right now. But I think I fully understand people that do, and I fully respect anyone that decides to do that. They're fantastic pads. Obviously, they're hugely popular in the NHL. So I get it. Now I get it. I really do get it, why they're so popular, but my preference still sits with this. Would I think about Trues in the future? I would. I mean, honestly, I would. I think they're a good pad. If something came around where I'm like, you know, maybe I should switch things up, or, you know, say the G7s are a little disappointing, or G8s. I'm not in any rush to get new pads right now. So hands-wise, the gloves, I do still like the Warrior. I like the Warrior Catch a lot. The 6.1 has been working out excellent for me. The Trues, sometimes when I grab, this is all retail, sometimes when I grab them, and I'm also opposite hand, so they just feel a little bit odd to me personally. That's 100% probably needs break-in. 100% could probably use a bake. I don't know if you bake the True ones or not, but yeah, I'm rambling a bit, but they're both great pads. I still prefer these. I've been in Warriors since the G1s, so I'm more used to them. It's not fair to say like this is a better pad, this is a worse pad. It's preference. I think all the brands have really good pads out there right now, depending on what you like. So I hope this was helpful in some way, shape, or form. I know it's really like a, hey, everything's great kind of overview, but those are my impressions of it without trying to be like too biased. I'm really not. Like, I think I understand why anyone would pick either of these pads. So I hope that helped. I hope that wasn't too much just rambling about gear or what the state of my knee in the video or whatnot. But there's a new hockey season coming up, and I just wish all the goalies that are watching a lot of luck in this season. And take care, guys. Peace.